And John Florence out in the water against Deivid Silva, DVD, the Brazilian from Guarujá, Brazil, with a big challenge with John Florence in Heat 13 of this round of 32. Thank you for joining us. He's got years ahead of him if he chooses to do so. John Florence is going to start, though, with Deivid Silva, his challenger, just getting to his feet, getting off. That's going to be nothing but just feeling things out on his board for Deivid Silva. As we turn to live action with a split peak, we're going to stay with John Florence backdoor. Florence just through the cavern, got the headlamp on, comes out into the light of day. Full rail car, bending the fins on that Pizel surfboard. John Florence.
Back to John's. This one here was just a disappearing act. It just stretched so far down the line and just kept weaving and weaving and weaving through each section there. Wasn't done yet. Finishes off with a nice carve, but it reminded me of that wave last year, you know, where most of the camera operators were like, no way is he coming out of this. And there was one, I think it might have been Johnny, who was still on him. He was like, no, I believe you're coming out. And all of a sudden it just came firing out of this barrel. And this board looks quite short here.
It's an excellent number. Here's all of our judges' scores. A 9.17 for John Florence. You can see a couple of 9.5s thrown in the mix. Take out the high, the low. 9.17 for John. And his stats are going to improve here at Pipeline. Moniz, as he's matched up against Callum Robson. Deivid Silva gets a little barrel time of his own in the heat against John Florence. Kuiper Girl, Felicity Palmentier, Joe Centeno on the call here.
Here we go, having a look at the replay here. This is Deivid first, going pipe, comes out, nice short barrel. Wow, I'll get back to that point in a second. It looks like we've got more action.
Silva goes back door this time. The Brazilian does a good job of negotiating the barrel there. So judges are going to owe us 2 scores for Deivid Silva. I remember that event. He was building sandcastles in between heats on the sand. Totally comfortable. John again in the barrel. He's going to get a backup here if he's able to make his way out. Of course he does. Of course. John Florence backs up that 9.17 just like that.
Yeah, and when Callum actually got that 10, it was actually against Gabby. We'll get back to that in a second. Live action. Deivid Silva pulling in on his backhand. Almost coming out. Getting close.
He knows what he needs to do. He's in a severe 2-wave combination right now of a 16 points. So he knows he really needs to get something in the 7-point range.
He just got clipped right on the end. And then here we got John again. So just positioning is perfect. Easy money for him on that one. He's just going to keep picking the right ones and keep putting scores on the board.
Felicity, what can Deivid do at this point?
Oh, he's got 3 minutes. Here goes John again.
John again, and John again in the barrel, and John again disappears, and John gets a second,
no.
And why not squeeze out of that one too? It's a John show.
Well, it's just crazy because that wave just grew, and he knew exactly what he was looking for. As he dropped in, he slowed down.
Here we go. Let's have a look. Takes off, and he's in the tube there. He's really deep. Comes out of this first section, stalls again, and then speeds up. You know what?
Yeah.
It could be higher.
Yeah. Here again from the water, Joel.
Yeah, just so technical. You know, I think he slowed down, but he put himself right on the foam ball, and that's what you want to see, right? You want to see him completely disappear, and then as the wave sped up, he pumps right through it and makes it look too easy.
Wow.
It looks like he did better his score there. So
8.17.
Yeah, let's take a look again in slow motion to really appreciate the technique, the stop and go that he's able to do, just patrolling. Well, the numbers are outstanding for John Florence. 2-wave heat total, I think the highest of the day so far and of the competition. 17.34, 2-wave total, a 9.17, 8.17. John into the round of 16.